Good evening, members. We will start the meeting. Welcome to the Cheltenham Borough Council Planning Committee, being held on Thursday, the 22nd of January 2026. My name is Councillor Garth Barnes, and I'm the chair of the committee. The meeting is being streamed live to Cheltenham Borough Council's YouTube channel, and the recording of the meeting will be held for 4 years. If there are any breaks in the transmission to the YouTube stream, the meeting will be adjourned for a short period until any issues are resolved. If you are here, and there aren't any members of the public, but if you're here to make a representation to the meeting, you are considering the use of the sound and video recordings for broadcasting and training purposes. Please be aware that CCTV and audio recording is now in operation in the public gallery, and the recordings will be held by the council for 5 months. Please note, no fire alarm is expected, so if the alarm does sound, you should immediately make your way to the nearest exit. Okay, so start with item 1, agenda apologies. We have Simon Wheeler's apologies, and we don't have a substitution, so we are 10 members at the moment. Can I then go to item 2, declarations of interest? Any members? Councillor Clark?
I'm on the board of the Cheltenham Trust, and as such I shall recuse myself for 6A.
Will you be leaving the chamber at that point?
Yes, I will leave the chamber. Thank you.
Yeah, so I obviously the bungalow is in my area, and I've sort of seen it right from the word go, and I actually had videos on the night showing me what happened and everything. So yeah, I know what.
This is declarations of interest I'm on at the moment. So you
Whether that's actually an interest or not, because it's not okay. If it's not, then it's fine.
I'm on the board of the Cheltenham Trust, so I'll be joining Barbara outside.
Okay, item 3, declarations of independent site visits. Anybody? Councillor Bamford?
Yeah, I visited the building that wasn't there. I peered over the hoardings. I'm not sure what I learned, but anyway, I peered over the hoardings.
Thank you for that. Item 4, minutes of the last meeting, held on the 18th of December. Is everybody happy that it's a true record? Happy for me to sign them as such? Thank you very much. There are no public questions. Let me turn my page over. So now we move on to the main agenda, item 6, and we are on item 6A, Pitfall Pump Room, East Approach Drive, and I'll ask the Senior Conservation Officer to introduce the case for us, please.
Thank you, Chairman. This application involves the removal of the existing floor surface within the pump room on the ground floor in its entirety, and also directly under it, we believe, late Victorian, early 20th century flooring. The reason for its removal, as members may be aware, is the strengthening of the floor directly underneath it to support plant or MUP in the future for high-level maintenance and repairs. The intention is to relocate the floorboards that cannot be seen directly underneath the existing floor in several locations throughout the building. The condition of the earlier floorboards is as yet unknown because they've been hidden for many years. We have seen the underside of the boards and they look fairly sound. We visited with Historic England. They have no objections, as the report highlights. And the Trust has identified these areas, as you can see in the report, and has prioritised those areas. The areas may actually change depending on the scale and amount of the boards that can be reclaimed. The areas that are affected, as you can see, are fairly utilitarian areas, as the photographs suggest. Stairs will not be included because of the risk of slippage if they are wet. So the boards that will be recovered will be focused on the rooms only. The existing vinyl, linoleum and needle punch carpet has been down for between 10 and 30 years, depending on the locations, and a lot of it is fairly worn. And we believe some of it may not have fire certification. That's the end of the photographs, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that. So the balconies are all going to be replaced by these, by the unused, or the reused flooring. Just showing that picture there.
Yes, the that
These-
photograph there, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. We don't have any public speakers, so are there any questions from members? No? I do understand that Councillor Clark, as a member of the Trust, made recommendations that this should happen in the past, and I think a recognition of what she's asked for is indicated in the proposals coming forward, so thank you. Okay, member debate then, if there's no questions. Any member wishing to debate? No? Right. I don't think there's anything to sum up as we have no debate, so I shall go straight to the vote then in that case. And if you will all vote for, against or abstain. Yep, so that's everybody, and that's a unanimous vote for. So that is approved. The grant is approved. Thank you very much. So we're now moving on to item 6B, 45 Springbank Way, and give the officer a chance to get into a seat and she will shortly introduce it.
Thank you, Chair. This is an application for the erection of a replacement dwelling at 45 Springbank Way. As most of you will know, that the dwelling that previously occupied the site was fire damaged a couple of years ago. Site location plan. The site is located at the end of Springbank Way, at the end of the cul-de-sac. Surrounding properties are all in residential use, and the property looks over a small green. This is an image of the site. Obviously, the previous building was removed and demolished due to the damage. And all the surrounding houses are bungalows. This was the previous site layout of the bungalow. Very small property, but similar in size to neighbouring dwellings. And this is the proposed site layout. There's a slight increase in the building footprint towards the north, which enlarges the dining and living space for the new occupiers. An elevation drawing. So the form and general design approach to the building is as per the previous. Brick facing walls and a concrete roof. So the key planning matters are the principle of new housing development in this location with regard to the housing policies and paragraph 11 of the NPPF, architectural design, scale and layout, and impact on the street scene and character of the area, traffic and highway safety, the amenity of neighbouring land users, climate change and sustainability. The principle of the proposed development is acceptable in accords with housing policy. The site is located within the principal urban area and replacement dwelling only as proposed in this case. It's more or less a like-for-like replacement bungalow in terms of its design, form, layout and materials. The only real difference is, as I've said, the small increase in footprint towards the north. This slightly larger footprint and larger dwelling could be easily accommodated within the site without harm to the character of the area or amenities of neighbouring properties. There are no proposed changes to the access, parking arrangements or boundary treatment over and above the previous scenario, and there would remain off-road parking for at least one small car to the side of the bungalow. And the Highway Authority has raised no objection. Similarly, there are no significant amenity concerns, but to protect the amenity of adjacent residents in Peter Pennell Close to the rear, a condition has been added to prevent the insertion of any additional roof lights in the southern roof slope without first obtaining planning permission, because that roof is very close to the rear gardens of those adjoining properties. An air source heat pump and solar panels are also proposed, along with other measures aimed at reducing the energy demands of the new dwelling, all of which are in line with the objectives of the Council's climate change SPD. Subject to the approval of a detailed drainage scheme and finished floor-level details through the discharge of conditions, Council's drainage officer also raises no concerns. The recommendation is therefore to grant planning permission, subject to conditions, and they relate to a drainage strategy, finished floor levels, facing and roofing materials, construction working hours given it's a residential area, the implementation of the air source heat pump and solar PV prior to occupation, and no further openings in the southern roof slope. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Lucy. Any member questions? No. Shall we go straight into debate then? Any member wishes to debate? Wow. In that case, thank you, Lucy. I don't think you need to sum anything up because we're going straight into the vote. Could you all show whether you're for, against or abstaining? There should be 10, yes. So all 10 have been cast, the votes, and all in favour of the development. So the replacement dwelling is approved. Thank you very much indeed. That takes us neatly into agenda item 7, which is the appeals update, which I hope you've all noted. Item 8, any other items determined as urgent? There are none. So the next scheduled meeting is on Thursday, the 19th